For Crescenzo Langella, hopping on his APE is about as good as it gets. He's been devoted to the Italian classic his whole life. In fact, we're not sure who's the fifth wheel here. He and his wife even took the Vespa car on their honeymoon, a journey worth hundreds of kilometres.
It's hard to describe driving an APE. It's like lounging comfortably while your mother or your wife hugs you, brings you a cup of coffee. That's what it's like to ride an APE. Comfy despite the size.
But as of December 2024, the factory in Tuscany ceased production for good, which came as a shock.
It broke my heart. It was as if we had lost our father, who showed us how to use the APE. But what must be, must be.
It was 1948 when the trike from Tuscany first conquered Italy in the world. A vehicle born of Italy's industrial boom, a symbol of the country's growing prosperity. Traders, farmers, fishers, the APE was everywhere. In a garage outside of Milan, Crescenzo safeguards 70-odd APEs, his pride and joy, and truly a journey through time.
This model is very rare. It has a tilting loading platform. Only very few APEs can do this. Back then, it was used to unload rubble and other materials from buildings.
For Italians, the APE was the all-purpose vehicle for decades.
These APEs were mainly used to transport bread or meat. There were no regulations for refrigeration back then. It was less bureaucratic than today.
But as Italians' passion for the APE gradually faded, so did sales.
APE è capace.
In future, the Italian classic will be built exclusively in India, including an electric model.
In Italy nowadays, it's no surprise. The companies that made the country great are leaving. The end of APE production was like a slap in the face.
That's why it is all the more important to preserve and maintain existing vehicles. To do so, Crescenzo has set up a hobby workshop, securing a future for APEs around Milan.
A little this way.
This APE belonged to his father. On it, he learned to ride. Driving was his first love.
Is that good?
Perfect. To explain what it means to me, I would have to rip out my heart. It would be shaped like an APE. It's the vehicle I grew up with, the first I drove. It's like the first kiss from your first love. You never forget things like that.
Crescenzo truly lives for the three-wheelers, and he's made it clear in his will, when he passes away, he'll be buried in one too.